Hey guys, welcome to the Liberal Hive Mind, a channel solely focused on exposing the abundant hypocrisy of the left. This is the greatest Biden voter L of all time. Now, before we get into anything on this video, this Twitter account, you guys see this Twitter account right here? Biden voters posting their own L's online? You need to be following this account. It's the greatest Twitter account of all time, maybe second to Donald Trump's. It is filled with some of the best, and I mean best, golden eggs of Biden voter regret and Biden voters self-owns, or situations of that didn't age well. It's so good you could not believe it. And it's the inspiration for this video, so if it's going to inspire the video as a whole, we got to shout it out at the start. That's 100%. So go check out that Twitter account. And when I tell you that this is one of the most amazing moments, I'm not kidding. We got to talk about, once again, Biden voter public sentiment. Voter regret, the concept that people thought they were voting for something when it really wasn't the reality at all. Now, was it? Of course, that's pretty much every politician, especially Democrat ones. Every single politician I've seen has followed that exact same trend, except for one of them, Donald Trump, although in a certain way, he wasn't what you expected. He was a whole lot better. But that's a tangent point. Let's not get too off script. Let me show you guys exactly what I mean. This moment is epic. Then, of course, let's get into Jen Psaki, Joe Biden, misinformation, once again, failure of policy, and once again, Jen Psaki trying to cover it all up. We got a lot to get into. But before we do, please make sure to leave a like, a comment, and subscribe. Share the video as much as possible. We're still shadow banned by the YouTube algorithm, hidden from non-subscribed viewers. And with that out of the way, let's roll the tape. All right, folks, so drum roll, please. Are you ready for the greatest liberal Biden awakening moment of all time? Here we go. Let's start off with this tweet. Why do Trump supporters think gas is instantly gonna jump to $4 a gallon when Biden wins? I wonder why. Gas prices continue to rise in Southern California, hitting nearly $5. Of course, Democrat states are the hardest hit, with California, the state as a whole, averaging about $4 a gallon. Now, of course, that tweet didn't age well, now did it? But it gets much better. See, this Twitter user responded, and this is where it gets great. He responded to Biden L saying, "Where do I sign for my L?" Most people who responded to him, I mean the hateful, terrible Trump supporters, it must have been really mean to him, right? At least that's, of course, the narrative that Democrats paint, but of course not. The opposite happened. Most people were quite nice to him, and he responded this: "I appreciate y'all for the positive responses. I was super caught up in the, well, at least Trump is gone energy and kind of saw Biden through rose-colored glasses." There we go, folks. There it is. This is the grand awakening. This is the public perception of Joe Biden that is starting to shift. People are realizing, what did we sign up for? People are realizing that the media lied to them. And that's a concept that I really want to get into. Of course, the media lying, the notion of the liberal media. But before we get into that, I just want to show you one more example, again from Biden L's. If Biden win, I'm dropping all of my SEX tapes. If Biden win, I'ma need some victory SEX. Subsequently, if Trump wins, I'ma need some feel better SEX. Really hyping herself up for that Biden win and how it's gonna solve all of her problems. Fast forward today, Biden's in office. Why is gas $4 a gallon? These people have been lied to, manipulated, and led on by the liberal media. And to transition onto that next point, I want to use a couple more tweets that I sourced from Biden voters posting their own L's. First off, we have this incredible political analysis. Aaron Rupar from, I believe, Vox, a man responsible for probably more misinformation than anyone else on the platform, tweets, "The border is getting wall-to-wall coverage on the Sunday news shows." Then someone responds to him saying, "I've been saying this for about a decade, but the greatest/most effective lie Republicans ever told was 3 words: the liberal media." Someone else's take: "Reminder that the press is wildly biased against Biden. They are literally attacking him for doing his job too well." Yeah, I'm sure that little clip that we saw from Yamiche Alcindor definitely defends your point that the press is wildly biased against Biden. What's the reality? The reality is that the press is in Biden's pocket. Associated Press tells reporters not to call migrants flooding the border a crisis in memo. Carville, one of the most disingenuous political analysts out there. Carville on Biden presser. White House press corps, ridiculous. They ask Fox News so-called border crisis questions. This is what happens when the press, even though they're not doing their job and not covering the situation effectively or accurately or honestly, this is what happens when the press tries to do their job on the Democrat side. Democrats don't want the truth. They want to be lied to is what it feels like. Democrats cannot be questioned. That's the narrative. And they will continuously lie to themselves about their own leaders to make themselves themselves feel better. Instead of being like the first guy and realizing, whoa, maybe I was wrong to be pushing this whole Biden thing and to be siding with the Democrats, maybe I should rethink my strategy. Most Democrats don't do that. They cope and they lie to themselves to make themselves feel better. They say one thing when it's a Republican, another when it's a Democrat. Senator James Lankford tweets this: Day 2 from the border. This is a pod that's designed to hold 80 people that's currently holding 709. Joe Biden's border crisis. To which Democrat responds, trust me, it's way better than where they came from, and they are grateful. Interesting take. But I question, what was her take back in 2020? The nerve you have constantly posting about children when so many are in cages. Shame on you. And that was, of course, in response to Melania Trump at FLOTUS, who was doing a bunch of work with children. This is delusion. This is lying to yourself. This is coping. This is being a Democrat. Speaking of lying and coping and being a Democrat, let's talk about Jen Psaki and once again being challenged on the border crisis. When asked about it, here's what she said.
And on the border, Secretary Mayorkas has put out a statement saying this is the highest pace of border crossing in 20 years. Yesterday, President Biden made it seem like this is not too unusual compared to other previous years, that in terms of the number of people trying to cross the border, it's about average. Those don't seem to square. How does the administration view this in terms of whether this is precedented or whether this is an increase?
Well, the president was making the point that we have seen increases at the border in 2014 when he was the vice president, 2018 and 2019, and he conveyed that over the last 6 months of the Trump administration, there was an increase of about 31%. We've seen an increase of about 29% over the last several months since he took office. So the point is, we've dealt with this before. It is often seasonal. It is often cyclical, and he just wanted to convey that in his effort to communicate and provide educational information to the public.
It's just cyclical. It's seasonal, folks. It's just as high as how it was under Trump. It's just up 29%. You know, it's seasonal. It's cyclical. You know, that 20 to 40 year cycle. Southwest border crossings on pace for highest levels in 20 years, Biden administration says. Jen Psaki is a liar. And in some cases, I've heard it's the highest it's been in over 40 years. You know, that 40-year cycle of immigration. It's a trend that's correlated to, you know, the thing. Get out of here. Not to mention, arrests for illegal border crossings hit 46-year low back in December 2017. Oh, during Trump's administration. It's absolutely unbelievable. They're liars. The disingenuous Democrats, folks. Speaking of disingenuous, who remembers this fact check from Twitter claiming that Joe Biden didn't end the Trump-era policies of remaining in Mexico or being sent back across the border, even though contradicting past claims. Press Secretary Jen Psaki concedes most families crossing border are not being sent back. Jen Psaki also said the White House is committed to transparency at the southern border.
But we remain committed to transparency.
But Democrat Representative Henry Cuellar on Biden's lack of transparency says it's still the case and they're getting more information from Mexico than they are from Biden. Liars. Objective, disingenuous liars. CNN reports Biden administration continues to deny journalists access to border facilities. Let's contrast that with Donald Trump, who said, I want the press to go and see migrant detention centers, to which he did. The whole meme of Ice Base started that, with Mike Pence being captured next to her in a border facility that he was giving a media tour to. Liars, liars, liars. They can't keep their story straight for even 1 second. Even this is changing. Kamala Harris was supposed to be going down to the southern border to take care of it, or to deal with it. Of course, completely omit or forget the fact that Kamala Harris called the southern border camps concentration camps when Donald Trump was in office. But now, that was quick. On Wednesday, Biden taps Kamala to fix his border. On Friday, Kamala's spokesperson says the VP is not doing the border. What is it? No one knows. But the one thing's for sure that we do know is that this is all Joe Biden's fault. Migrant Caravan members tell Fox News contributor, Biden wants us here. He is opening the gates. They've said it over and over and over again. And the fact is, it's a crisis. The fact is, it's Biden's fault. Period. Border Patrol Union president says Trump saw a 45-year low in human smuggling at the border. Now it's all back. Children are drowning in the Rio Grande. Human smuggling, human trafficking, drug trafficking is all up, and it's all Biden's fault. Now that's the video that I got for you. If you enjoyed it, please make sure to leave a like, comment, subscribe, share the video as much as possible. We're still shadow banned by the YouTube algorithm, hidden from non-subscribed viewers. Now I gotta get back to work, but I want to thank you for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.